welcome to Beyond the Bio, the recap. This week I was joined by Andrew Collier, who is a portrait photographer. If you missed Monday's show, please go back and take a listen. You will find the link in the show notes. Andrew and I actually met at an event in Cheshire a month or so ago at Sue France's Literary Lunch, where I was speaking at the lunch and Andrew was a photographer there. And we got chatting about personal branding, and he told me how much he detests those personal branding photo shoots. You know, the ones, those cookie cutter ones where you see lots of pictures of the person with their laptop and their coffee cup or their champagne glass, etc. So we had quite an interesting conversation about that and decided that Andrew should absolutely come on the show and talk those through. During Monday's show, we were discussing how those types of shoots can actually do damage to your brand rather than enhance it. And Andrew gave some really solid advice about how the best pictures are going to be genuine, realistic shots of you actually in your business. And most people don't work from the beach in Mexico, I think was one of his examples. And so it's better to be featured in the real life settings that people are going to find you if they engage with your services. Great advice in that sense. Andrew gave us a couple of funny stories to illustrate his point. And we also touch on lighting and how natural lighting with a north-facing window with the light shining sort of towards you is the best way, and spoke about how many studios have their rooms with that light setups, which I'd never heard of. So that was really useful and interesting to hear. Andrew also spoke about the best types of clothing to wear and advised us to avoid certain patterns or patterns in general. And again, to wear stuff that people are going to see you in your business. So if you're a fitness instructor, you'd probably want to be wearing the latest leggings or whatever you wear when you're training clients. If you're quite corporate, you're probably going to want to wear something a bit smarter. So some really solid advice there. Do go back and take a listen. It gave me a lot to think about because Andrew also spoke about how often you should get shots done, and if you have any drastic changes to your appearance that might trigger a new shoot. He gave the example of, I've got long blonde hair, and if I cut it all off and dyed it black, then I would need a new photo so that people can recognize me. He talked about not leaving your photos too long. So, not having a bit of a classic catfish. See this on the dating sites, don't we? Where someone's got a picture that's 20 years old. So making sure that it's current, that it represents you, and that if someone sees you at an event, they're going to recognize you from that picture. It sounds obvious, but especially as we get a bit older, it's easy to keep those old photos and forget that actually you probably do need an update. So note to self, I need some new photos. Mine are quite old. I've had mine for 4 years, 5 years maybe. Although I don't think I've changed that much. I probably have certainly got a few more wrinkles. So my take action this week is going to be to prepare for your next photo shoot. Maybe this is actually just gathering examples of photos that you like. So Andrew spoke about picking out a mood board almost of photos that you like and don't like to give to your photographer, to give them an idea of what style you like, which is going to help them to get the best shots that you're going to be really pleased with when you receive them. So my take action is certainly going to be to start gathering shots together of things that I like. And if I think of an example of a shot, so Andrew said, I should have pictures of me recording the podcast in our podcast studio. So things like that where I just have ideas like, hey, that would be a good shot. I'm just going to start jotting them down in my notepad because I'm retro and I like my notepad. But I'm going to create a page in there where as I think of things, I just add to it and make sure that I've got a list so that when I'm ready to get that photo shoot next time, I've actually put some thought into it and it's not this panic of, I'm going to book 3 hours with a photographer, but actually I've not thought about the shots that I want, because I think this would be really helpful to be able to give to a photographer and have a list of the types of shots that would be helpful and that I'm looking for that cover all of those different scenarios. So there we have it. That is going to be my take action for this week, and that is definitely something that you guys can all do also. As always, let me know how you get on, and I will see you for Monday's show.